What's up, issue? For today's video, with a Capsakid evolution team. Now, this is the final Generation 9 evolution team to go, and it's going to be a pretty interesting Pokemon. Bowser, this one is for you. So, we're looking at Chlorophyll, Insomnia, Klutz, and Moody. So, some interesting abilities. You don't really see this Pokemon all that often, and it does get a signature move, which I'll be showing off too. So I've got some singles and a doubles battle today. Let's get into it. Is anyone's very favorite Pokemon Scovillain or Capsakid? Let me know in the comment section. Alright, first battle here, we got a Miraidon lead, never seen one of those before. This is a random battle, and I'm not sure of my trainer's name here that I'm battling against, but they brought 4 Pokemon this time. So I'm going to be leading things with the little Capsakid, and this is a Chlorophyll set. So we've got Chlorophyll, Sunny Day, Super Fang, and Endeavor with a Focus Sash. And we've also got Max Speed too, so Naive Nature, and Max Special Attack and Max Speed. So basically try and get ourselves down to a Sash, get the Sun up, which is going to obviously help Capsakid double its speed, and it's also going to help out Scovillain too with its ability Chlorophyll at the same time. So we've got not a bad start here. We've got the Miraidon taking out my Capsakid, but Capsakid actually managed to put it onto 1 health, which is really cool. Earlier on, I did a Scovillain sweep as well, so make sure you check that one out if you haven't already. So I've got a lot of Pokemon sweep and videos to put out this week, so tons of content coming your way. Bad things happen on this turn. I think I lost a speed tie there because both of these ones are max speed and max special attack. The EVs are exactly the same. So sadly, I did actually lose that speed tie, and Miraidon obviously used parabolic charge and got enough health back here. So I was like, this really sucks. So I lost the speed twice in a row there, and Capsakid is gonna faint. So things are not looking good now. I thought, well, you know, I could definitely take Miraidon out, then I can bring Scovillain in. So big problems are occurring here. So the sun has disappeared, and so has the electric terrain. So what I'm going to do is bring in my Scovillain. This is my mix set. I've got Growth, Bullet Seed, Solar Beam, and Fire Blast. And it's good for having the sun up and then going for my growth and stuff like that. I can boost attack and special attack. This is going to be max attack and max speed on there as well, and naive nature. And the last 4 EVs in special attack. So I tried to set up here against the Miraidon, which isn't an easy Pokemon to set up against even when I resisted, and it's going to faint me there. So there's not much I could do. I don't think that crit mattered. I still think it would have, fainted me judging on the damage that it did before. So I've got 1 Scovillain left here, so this is going to need to carry me. This was a troll set, this one. So interesting enough, we have a swap there on Miraidon, which is curious. And we have the Miraidon number 2 coming. So 2 Miraidons. So one wasn't enough, so let's have 2, right? Now, this is a Moody Scovillain. So I tried to mix around the abilities and stuff here. So this is a Protect, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, and Will-O-Wisp set. And I've got leftovers as the item at Moody. So what Moody will do is it will randomly raise a stat, not anything like evasion and accuracy, by 2, and then it will drop another stat by 1. So it is a pretty powerful ability. It was even more powerful back in the day when you could have like evasion and stuff like that. But the whole idea was to go for Protect and try and get some stat boost up. Usually I kind of hope for bulk and then hope for like offense later on, like offensive stats in special attack and things like that. So we got Miraidon going for a little Timmy Terra Dragon. It's going to be an Outrage set, which is a bit unfortunate here. It's going to hit very hard still. So the bad thing about this is if I got attack rises and defense drops, which I just got then. So I was like, man, I'm going to have to go for a Will-O-Wisp here. So I was able to get some speed boost and outspeed this Miraidon and burn it, which is good. So it seems to be a physical set. So I was like, well, maybe they've got a special set and a physical set on there in the Miraidons, right? So Miraidon's going to be going for a Outrage, and that does donkeys, which is really good. Now, the Terra on this is going to be Terra Electric. It's purely like a real defensive terror. So I'm only weak to ground. And, you know, if a ground type comes in, I can go for Giga Drain, right? That's the whole point. So we got some special attack boosts here. I had like drop some boosts and drop some boosts, so many of them. Now, what was I going to say? I was very, very curious when this Pokemon first came out, like what would its stats be? But it's got some. When you look at its stats, it's kind of strange because it's got 65 base in health, then you've got 108 in attack, then you've got 65 in defense, 108 in special attack, then you've got 65 in special defense and 75 speed. It's kind of some really strange numbers there for stats, you know. But I feel like it has potential with Moody. I feel like that's its best sort of set that it can, that it can use there. So unfortunately, I got a couple of special attack drops, but I then went for the Leech Seed and I missed, which really sucks. This Leech Seed's quite good at, getting myself some extra bulk and with leftovers too. You can even try and get like substitute up and things like that. So Miraidon's going to be going for his signature move there, and it critted me. That was a crit, and then they rage critted after seeing the damage. So there we go, a nice salty rage crit to start off the video. Let's get a like on the video for that salty rage crit, and let's get on to battle number 2. Little homie dipped right out the door after seeing a critical hit on Electro Drift doing nothing. All right, first Pokemon we got here is going to be Lucario or Oriku. I haven't. Is that another language, or is it like a theme team? I've got no idea. So same sort of thing here. We're going to start with Capsakid because this did set up my my growth Scovillain and my other Capsakid too. And I thought I could get that going there. But I was like, maybe you've got Bullet Punch at extreme speed, so I might not get the opportunity to go for that, and I didn't. So I was predicting that because Lucario gets, as you know, tons and tons of priority. So bringing in Scovillain now, I thought it's time to see if we can rustle up a W with this set. So I was going to go for growth, but I thought, no, I'm just going to get rid of Lucario just in case I don't beat it. And it had a Focus Sash, like, oh, okay, so that is a bit of a shame. So Lucario's going to go for Aura Sphere against Scovillain now. A lot of damage, and I already know they've got a priority move already. So it's like, yeah, I don't know what I can do here. I'll just go for Solar. It doesn't really matter. I can't swap. So it's going to go for Bullet Punch. And Bullet Punch does not faint me. It's not enough to actually take me out. And I was actually able to get a Solar Beam off here and take out Lucario, which is really cool. So that was rather nice. So it was like a mixed Lucario set. So Lucario's down. Next Pokemon we got is going to be Scarlet. So I thought, well, unless you've got Sucker Punch, I'm definitely outspeeding with Fire Blast. I went for Fire Blast, I outsped. So now they know that I've got Chlorophyll here. Well, they probably guessed anyway because they didn't see Moody before there. And not many people are going to run Insomnia on this Pokemon because there's not, apart from like Dark Void, there's no real ways of putting to sleep. Hypnosis, there's not really many ways to put it to sleep. So in comes Pikachu, and that was the end of my sun, by the way, so that sucks. So we've got Capsakid and Scovillain down, so I've got 2 more Pokemon left. So I thought, let's go and try Capsakid out. Now, I changed this Capsakid around a little bit. It was more of a sweeping set, but this one is more of a bulky Everlight set this time. So it's going to have Everlight, it's going to have Sunny Day, Max Health, and Max Defense. So that's why I leave Pikachu's attack so well there. I'm assuming that was definitely a Light Ball Pikachu jumping on damage. So I've got Solar Beam, I still get outsped there. Pikachu's got Iron Tail, and they get a defense drop too, but they don't faint me, which is really, really cool. So this does have Max Special Attack too. Let me bring up the EVs for this one here. They're a little bit different. No, I didn't have any Special Attack EVs at all. Pikachu isn't very bulky, so I was able to do a lot of damage there. So I had 252 in attack, health and defense there with Bold Nature, so almost took it out. I also had terapagos for any extreme speeds when I maybe try and go for Endeavor and stuff. So bringing in the Scovillain again. Now, there are a couple of battles in this video that aren't on the Switch too. I wonder if you can guess what they are. It should be pretty easy to see, but a couple of them are. These are the last battles some of these battles are the last battles I did on the old Switch 1. So you'll probably definitely be able to tell them. But it actually is a pretty good comparison between the battles on, the upgrade there. Last Pokemon we got here is going to be a terapagos called Startalo. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. They also brought 4 Pokemon too, so it was cool to see that. Sometimes people would bring 4 Pokemon, which is nice. Now we got a Terra here, so I'm going to have to defeat this with just my Moody set, which hadn't got many Moodies up at all. Also, my battery was about to go flat here. You can see the notification popped up there, which was pretty funny when the Terra happened. So, they're going to go for Terra Starstorm. They're going to spam that as much as possible. So, the EVs on this, I actually didn't get to tell you. So, this was max health, obviously. We've got 68 in defense, 172 in special defense, and calm nature. So, all-round bulk there for this Scovillain set. But I did not take that very well at all. As you can see, it was pretty nasty. I did manage to get a Leech Seed up there, which is good. And Leech Seed and Leftovers is going to enable to get some health back here, which is nice. So I got a Special Defense rise, which is really good. Now, that was a sharp rise. So my stats are going to be extra bulky there. I'm like, I might be able to actually lift this. Plus, I also have Giga Drain too, which can give me some extra special attack. As you notice, I also have Spicy Extract on this set. However, that was for like double. So in the past, I had Spicy Extract, but I changed it up to Protect because I thought Protect is going to be a lot more useful. But yeah, in this battle, I just never changed it. So if you are curious, I didn't have that for singles. Obviously, it doesn't do anything. So they managed to get a Toxic on me, which is very, very bad. Obviously, I'm on borrowed time now. However, them not attacking me that turn wasn't all that bad because I didn't take a massive amount of damage. And I thought, if I can maybe get the right boost here from maybe some special attack boost or more special defense, you never know, I might be able to come and clutch here. It was going to be very, very close, whether I could live attacks back to back even though. So I'd taken about a third of Terapagos' health away, and there's no real point going for a Terra here because it's just going to be super effective against me. So I thought, all right, I'll just keep going for Giga Drain then. So here comes the Terra Starstorm. It's really not doing a lot of damage after that sharp rise. So Giga Drain is doing a little bit of damage there, and that's healing me. So I've got the Giga Drain, I've got Leech Seed, and I've also got Leftovers. So I've got 3 rounds of healing. The problem here, though, is Terapagos also had Leftovers on them too. So I would have them, well below half health now if it wasn't for that. So I'm hoping I can hang on here and take this thing out because it is getting close. So I figure I've only got a couple of turns left to live before Toxic just completely takes me out. The next 2 turns is going to be doing tons. So I got an attack rise, which really sucks there, and then I got a speed drop, which really, really sucks. So I was hoping I had enough to outspeed the, this Pokemon. So now they're going to go for a Calm Mind, which is problematic because that's going to mean that their Terra Starstorm is going to be a lot more powerful there. So, and Giga Drain's not going to be doing as much damage either. But I still was just chipping away at Giga Drain here. Really, their health was getting low, so I'm guessing they're thinking, oh, I'll try and just one-shot Scovillain, and, that'll be it. It will die to Toxic. So that's what I was really, really worried about as well here. So I've got some more Leftovers here. I've got some Leech Seeds. So I'm actually getting pretty close to being back to full health. But it's the Toxic damage that's really going to start racking up, this turn onwards here. So you get to see how much. So I'm up full health now, and there was the Toxic damage. So that completely deleted that Leech Seed. So getting a Moody boost there on speed, which was excellent, and an attack drop, which is great. So now I know that I can outspeed the Terapagos. However, they're going to still be able to outspeed me here, and they've got a Terra Starstorm. So all right, let's see how much this does here. I know that it's going to hurt. And it did hurt. That did a lot of damage. So I'm going to get that Giga Drain off here. I was like, ooh, that's not bad, but will I be able to live this turn or not? Will the Moody boost matter or not? I wasn't really sure. So they got a turn of Leftovers there, which is going to enable them to live this turn's Leech Seed, which sucks. I'm like, all right, give me a Moody boost here in speed. Like, I need one in speed or something like that. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be, it was a speed tie at the moment or or not. It's hard to tell with all, all the speed stats and everything. So I got quite a lot of health back there from the terapagos, which is good. And I took some poison damage, and I got a speed sharp rise. I'm like, yes, this is great. So Scovillain is dying this turn, so I need to actually I need to feint it this turn. If I don't feint it, that is the end of the battle. So outspeeding and feinting the terapagos on the very last turn, Toxic and, Terra Starstorm were going to feint me. So that was absolutely awesome getting that W there. At the start of that matchup, you probably wouldn't have guessed that Scovillain was going to win that one because, I'd almost fainted, right? So anyway, Jade, for that, thank you for the battle, whoever you are, another random battle. Let's get on to battle number 3. This is a battle against Super Bowser, and today we have a doubles battle with this team. So it is a Swampert team, and I was like, okay, well, I've got the type advantage here against 6 Swamperts, but you never know, right? You never know what could happen. So in this battle, I wanted to make use of Spicy Extract, which is a really cool move. But before they did that, I had to get rid of a couple of Shreks out of this swamp, So that was the end of the first one, which was good. And now we got the Swampert 2 coming out. So Swampert 2 is going to... Well, they're all 4 times weak to grass, but I know there's going to be another one. Now, I did actually use Spicy Extract then. I think it just got cut off a little bit earlier. What Spicy Extract does, it raises the target's attack by 2, and it drops the defense by 2. So I raised the Scovillain's attack, the physical one, by 2, and then dropped the defense. So that way its Bullet Seed would be really, really powerful. So you got to see how much that did. So I managed to take out another Swampert there, which is good. And now we have another Swampert. There's so many Swamperts here, right? Now, I had some options here. I could let Scovillain die, because all I had left after these 2 was just the Capsakid. So they probably weren't as good as this, right? In terms of attack. So I've got Giga Drain on the other set, but I thought maybe I should save one of them to the end and try and get Sunny Day up. So that could activate, Solar Beam and stuff like that. So I swapped into the bulky set. Giga Drain is going to drop the Swampert on the right here. There was a lot of one-hit KOs in this battle, as you can, probably imagine. So we've got another Swampert coming out here. Swampert didn't do much this turn, and he just used Protect or something like that. Then this other Capsakid set I had was a Rage Powder one, and this had that was a recharge as well. I think that was a Hyper Beam Swampert. That's why they recharged that turn. I was just trying to figure it out. There was like a little cut earlier on. So it was a Hyper Beam Swampert, and I also had Giga Drain on my Scovillain. So the little Capsakid, as I mentioned, was a Rage Powder set, like the bulky defensive one. So I could redirect any attacks. So I managed to take out quite a few Swampert out. Then we had like a special shiny Swampert, and I had no idea what this was going to be. I kind of figured it had to be something that's okay against grass. And it was ice. I was like, okay, that's fine. It kind of makes sense, right? So this Swampert was a Blizzard set. Capsakid actually dodges the attack, which is somewhat good, but I got hit by the full Blizzard. It didn't do a lot of damage anyway, because this was quite bulky. The other Swampert was using Rock Slide 2, and my Capsakid got flinched. So my bulky Scovillain on the right was actually able to put a Leech Seed up on the adjacent Swampert, and it had leftovers too. So I figured maybe I could get Leech Seed up on both of these Swamperts and stuff like that. It's not like I can swap out too, so I can get like double heals for them both. Plus the plus the leftovers, so plus Moody boost, and then I've got Giga Drain on top of that. That could be pretty cool, right? So I still had all of my team here. Swampert is going to go for yet another Blizzard. This time it does hit Capsakid, and it almost takes it out. And it critical into my Scovillain too, which is bad. I went for a Leech Seed on the other Swampert there because I thought, well, I've got enough bulky. I should be able to live that. Unfortunately, my Capsakid is gonna faint there, but that's all good. There was more support on this team. So I thought, well, I can bring in my other Scovillain, or I could bring in my other Capsakid, right? So look at the amount of health I got back here. So I had leftovers, and I had Leech Seed from the from the pink swampert, and then I had the leech seed from the blue swampert on the right too. So some double damage and double healing was going on here. So, you know, pretty tough to fake this Pokemon now. And I was getting Moody. I got attacked then. That's useless. But all the other stats were pretty good. I got a defense drop there, which sucked too. So I brought in my Capsakid. Now, this is the sweeping set, so not the Poke set. I've got Sunny Day and I've got Solar Beam. So I thought, well, I could set up Sunny Day, and that would allow me to go for a Solar Beam, but I may have to miss an attack there. Like one of those attacks like Blizzard or Rock Slide would need to miss. So Swampert is going to be going for that Blizzard here. It's not going to miss, and Capsakid is going to get taken down to 1 health here, which is fine. It's all good. I had 2 Leech Seeds. Then I got frozen. I was like, no. So my Capsicum was frozen, I managed to get a Giga Drain off on the other Swampert. I thought, I've got 2 Leech Seeds up now. It's time to go for Giga Drain, and it's time to feint some of these Pokemon, right? So that is the end of Swampert. All we've got left is the Terra Ice Swampert, and I got a frozen Capsicum, which couldn't do anything at all, right? I also had the leftovers, but I had 3/4 of my health left there. So I was pretty good outside of say a really like a big critical hit. Even then I would have had to have been like the only Pokemon on the field. I would have need to be by myself for that crit to probably actually fake me there. So I finally got a drop there, which is good. I can't do much of Capsakid at all. So I've got Giga Drain here. I've got Terra Electric. I also got Will-O-Wisp too. So I've got multiple waves actually to do damage to this Pokemon. Now, Blizzard actually missed Scovillain, and it takes out the Capsakid. So I thought, I've got my other Scovillain left. I guess that I can bring that in, and both of the attacks that I'm using now, should do some good damage here. But before I was like, let's go for a Will-O-Wisp, because you never know, it might be a mixed set. So I thought, with the Leech Seed and the Will-O-Wisp, I'll definitely be able to get around this. It'll be like lots of damage, that's being done to the Swampert now. I needed some more special attack boost too, because this Scovillain didn't start with anything. So I usually hope that it got bulk at the start. So we're back to full health now, thanks to all the Leech Seeds there, and we're sort of getting rid of the Swampert's health. Now, this Scovillain from earlier, I believe this is the Choice Scarf Swampert too, because it managed to outspeed my Scovillans, which was interesting. So I'm bringing this back in. I've got Terra Fire in this set, which would be great. I've also got Giga Drain too, so I thought I'll go Terra Fire on my first Scovillain, and then I can go Giga Drain on my other Scovillain to try and take out this Swampert. Yeah, I like how it has its Terra hat on one of the heads too. So Swampert is going to go for Blizzard. I am going to resist it with my Fire one, but since I only had a little bit of health left there, I was sort of hoping for a miss. That it never came there. So unfortunately, that is the end of my very first Scovillain, but the other Scovillain I got is good to go with Giga Drain, and I actually had quite a number of boosts up there at the end. I didn't think I had so many, but it was enough to take out the Swampert, and that is the end of the double battle. But man, I almost lost to 6 Swamperts there. It shows you this team wasn't super powerful. Like that had quite a lot of weaknesses for Pokemon, and it's not a very fast Pokemon either, unless you're able to get some Moody boost off there. All right, let's get into battle number 4 today. This was a long battle, but it was pretty awesome. I'm gonna take a sip of G Fuel right now. 1 second. You can use code SALT for that fat 10% off on your G Fuel as well. Code SALT there in the description of video. I'm having some Mega Man. Now, we have got a Miraidon lead here, never seen one before, and I'm going to try and get some Solar Beam damage here, because the Miraidon hadn't put me on 1 health left. So, great damage here on Miraidon. That was like a critical hit, I thought, but it was a Zoroark. So I'm like, because I seen the nasty plot right. So the Zoroark is going to be using the nasty plot. Now, I need to feint this ASAP. However, we got the Zoroark swapping out. And we only on PIMPNITE Shadow, we see a Capsakid make a Zoroark swap out. So now we've got terapagos again. So this Pokemon was very bulky and very hard just to deal with. You had to really just whittle its health down. So at least I got to break the Terra Shell there with my Capsakid. So I was pretty happy about that. We broke that ability. So things aren't going all that bad at the moment. I've got Solar Beam, and I thought, gee, I might be able to put this on 1 health with Endeavor too. That'd be really, really good. Now we've got a Terra, so I guess they seen my Capsakid as a really, really big threat, right? A super, super big threat. You know, it is an incredible, powerful Pokemon. You've got that mega base special attack of 62, right? It's very, very scary stuff. So I'm going to go for the Solar Beam here, trying to get as much damage as I possibly can, because this thing is just like a super, super health tank. So Terapagos actually outspeeds me here, and that's going to put me on 1 health, which is a bit of a shame. But it's okay. I do have a second Capsakid too. I thought that, you know, it might be all right. So go for Solar Beam damage here on the Terapagos, and it does all right. It's nothing like super, super amazing. So that is going to be the end of Capsakid. They also had Tri Attack too, so they had both of those moves. I guess they're good special normal moves. So I thought about swapping in Scovillain here. I thought this wouldn't be bad. Let's see if we can get a Moody boost up here. This might not be all that bad, or it could be a disaster. So I was like, I'll go for Protect here. Let's use Protect, and I'll see what stat I can get. Hopefully I can get, you know, a special defensive boost there, a sharp special defense boost, which would be great. Or even a special attack boost, like a sharp one. So I got an attack rise sharp, and I got a special defense drop. I was like, are you serious? That's the worst I could get. So I had to do a swap here into my other Capsakid, because, you know, it was just a terrible, terrible matchup. So I went into Capsakid, and now Terapagos is going to go for a Terra Starstorm. Now, since I don't have any Sun up here, I was like, gee, this is the bulky set. As you can see, I only just lived that. I doubt I'm going to be able to get Endeavor off, because I'm just simply not going to outspeed it, and I didn't. So that is the end of Capsakid. So I'm like, all right, all I've got left now is my Mix Sweeping Scovillain, or I've got my Moody Scovillain. I feel like the Moody Scovillain could be the play here if I get the right stat boost, you know. That was the thing. So Scovillain is going to go for a Protect here. I'm really hoping I get, like, you know, Special Defense, Special Attack. Even Speed would be good, because then I could, you know, at least go for a Leech Seed or something. So I got a Special Attack Sharp Rise, and I got a Speed Drop. So I'm like, all right, that's not all that bad. I guess I could go for Leech Seed and then Protect, or I could go for Giga Drain, you know? Something like that. So here comes the Terra Starstorm on the Scovillain. I think Scovillain is up there with my favorite designs for Gen 9 too. Like, tell me what you think about Scovillain in the comment section too. Or just give me a comment in the comment section. How's your day going? How's your week going? What's up? How's it going, everyone? I hope you're doing well and stuff like that. So we got that Leech Seed happening. We're getting some big suck here, and we've got that leftovers at the same time. So I am getting some good health here. So then I got another special attack rise. So I've got +4 in special attack now. So I thought, damn, like, I can really, really get some powerful Giga Drains off here. Even with no special attack, it's going to be a lot. Now, this is interesting. So in comes the Meowscarada. I went for Protect. I thought, I've got nothing to lose here. Now, I replaced the Spicy Extract with Protect as well. You know, this was a later battle that I did. You can see this one's on the Switch too. So I got a Moody boost there, and it wasn't the greatest one for at least a special defense. So I went for Protect here, and I was trying to get some more stats up. I thought, well, maybe I could burn this Meowscarada. However, they went for Spikes. I was like, oh, they're setting up Spikes here. I guess they're trying to set them up for my last Pokemon. Now, the only bad thing for them is, since they've used Spikes, that means they're now a ground type with Protein, which means I can, you know, I can feint them. But I thought, I don't want to feint them just yet, because it's actually a pretty good opportunity. And they had there was like a mixed Meowscarada, because I went for Will-O-Wisp to burn them, right? I thought this is actually a pretty rare opportunity to set up Moody boost against this. And by the time some of those other stronger Pokemon come out, like maybe Miraidon and Terapagos, if I can get to that, I might be able to deal with their attacks like really, really well. I mean, I will if I got crazy bulk right. So, and I've got +6 in special attack. Giga Drain's going to be doing a good amount of damage and healing me off a lot. And that's not even including if I had like a Leech setup. So I thought they may swap here, but they didn't. They were very, very adamant about setting up the Spikes for my last one. So I went for Leech Seed there expecting a swap, and I thought, you know, what's the worst thing that can happen? They stay in, they still get affected by Leech Seed because they're now a ground type. So I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I've got nothing wrong with that. I just thought they may swap here because they clearly can't do any to little damage to my Scovillain at all. So getting that Leech Seed, getting some boons on the Meowscarlet, which is good. Now I thought this is good because I just got a special defense rise there and I've got an attack drop. So now this Scovillain is really bulky and it's going to be hitting really, really hard too. So I guess they figured they'd set up every single one of their spikes before they fainted. So my next Scovillain, I have to win with the Scovillain now. My next Scovillain's going to take a big amount of damage and it's probably going to get picked off by one of the many faster Pokemon they've got left there. So we're going to take out their Meowscarlet and get all of our health back because they were a ground type. Now, the next one we got here is going to be the terapagos. Like, oh, not the terapagos. It was called, it threw me off there because it was called Terra. This is Clod size. So I thought, well, are you unaware or are you water absorbed? I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can find out. So Poison Jab hits me, not for a lot of damage though, because I've got all those defensive boosts up. So I'm able to take Poison Jab really, really well and turn that Giga Drain into a 2-hit KO. So I managed to actually get a sharp speed boost here, which will enable me to definitely outspeed Clodsire now. And I thought, you know what? I'll go for another Protect here. I want to see if I can get a special attack rise, because if I get another one, I can one-shot the Clodsire from here. And I got a special defense sharp rise, which is great. You know, that prepares me for any of those other Pokemon. So I thought, I'm gonna go for a burn here. I could easily fake them, but I'm gonna go for the burn, and that way Poison Jab will hardly do anything. And then I can maximize my Moody boost here. Now, that would have been fatal if it did crit me, so I did glad I get the, the burn off there. You never know what's going to happen, especially with these, like, really, really tanky sets, So now Clodsire is below half health, and then I got a special attack sharp boost. I'm like, all right, I am absolutely good to sweep this team. Easy peasy. There's no way I can lose now. I've got a crazy amount of boosts. I think I've got, like, 4 or 5 in every single stat now, so I'm juiced to the max. And I've got recovery, and I've got Leech Seed as well, so there's no way and I've got ways to burn Pokemon. So out comes the Kottmeistern. Did I get that right? That's got to be a French name, hasn't it? Let me know if I got that correct, if it is a French name for Fluttermane. Interestingly enough, the Fluttermane uses Confuse Rise. Like, oh, I'm confused. So that wasn't the end of it though. So I went for Giga Drain and it just lived thanks to its really big, bulky special defensive stats. I thought, all right, well, here comes like a Shadow Ball, but Shadow Ball is going to do nothing at all. I can just go for Giga Drain and finish them off. They had Phantom Force on this set, so I don't know whether you've actually looked at Fluttermane before and seen what Musa has on the physical side, but I can tell you what, there's very little. There's like Astonish, Phantom Force, and Giga Impact. I literally think that's all of the moves that it's got on the physical side. Not even joking. You check it up yourself, but it is horrendous. So maybe it's some sort of stalling set there with Confuse Ray. Maybe it's got a status move on top of it as well, to add to the confusion. Anyway, I was confused there. I was just expecting a standard Shadow Ball, and I hit myself a Confusion, which sucks. Here comes a Phantom Force, but that's going to do nothing. Like, my stats are all +6. It didn't really matter whether Fluttermane was a special attacker or a physical attacker. It was going to do nothing there. So get another defense rise there, and that's going to drop my special attack. The thing about Moody is you're eventually going to max all your stats at +6, and then there'll only be one that has +5 because, Moody, I guess Moody will drop the stat. So we got Miraidon coming in here. This is it. We're ready to get the Scovillain sweep now. They've got that electricity up on the field. I snap out a Confusion, which is really nice. And Giga Drain, it's not very effective, but that does a lot of damage. That's definitely, Miraidon's in a lot of trouble here. It's not going to be able to do much. So I got a special attack rise there, and then I got an attack drop. I'm like, that's perfect. Really, really good. So I can now go for Giga Drain and put this in a very, very low amount of health. Then the Miraidon goes for a light screen. So like, all right, that's a big pain in the ass, but it's not all that bad. Unless this has something like Parabolic Charge, which even if it did, it's not really going to do much. I think that I'm good here. Just in case I had something annoying like some sort of recovery, I went for Leech Seed. I thought That'll heal me, and then I can keep attacking. Now Miraidon goes for Thunder, and that does nothing. Same, Electro Drift, anything like that was going to do nothing. I had crazy special defense here, and crazy bulk, right? So I've got that leech seed up. I was like, yep, let's get this W. We can sweep through the, what do we got, like 4 Pokemon? No, 3 Pokemon left here after Miraidon. We're so tanky. There's no way we're going to faint here. I can just finish this battle off, and then they salty cancel. So that is the end of the battle there. We got the Scovillain's Moody sweep. Let's get on to the final battle for today. This is a battle, I have no idea who the opponent's name is, but they have got a Revraroom. Interesting lead here for Revraroom. So Capsakid's going to be my Pokemon here. They've got a full team of 6 too. We got that Sunny Day. So we're going to put the Sunny Day up. So I thought Endeavor will be good against this because it's going to use a poison type move. So it's going to use the Poison Jab, which is going to put me on 1 health. I was a bit worried that I might get poisoned and then I wouldn't be able to get the Endeavor up. I thought, look, if that does happen, at least I can use my other one. So now Revraroom's going to go for a Terrorblast, and that is the end. That's right in its face, right? That is the end of Capsakid. So I've got Scovillain now. I thought, let's go into Scovillain. Let's go into the growth set. So I thought I'd try and get a sweep here because the sun's up and I felt like I could probably live a Poison Jab. But I was like, maybe I shouldn't against Revraroom because unless I go Terra-Fire. But I decided against it. I just went for the Bullet Seed and took it out because it did have, Poison Jab, which was a good counter there. So Revraroom is down. Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Ariados. Like, oh, you don't get to see Ariados very often. Most of the time, Ariados will just be setting up sticky web. So I haven't revealed a Fire-type move yet. I thought, well, at least I can go Terra-Fire, and then I can go Growth. So that'll boost my attack by 2 stages and my special defense by 2 stages. So I can become a fierce mix sweeper. That was the plan anyway. Usually Ariados has got a Focus Sash, but I was hoping that it didn't. I was hoping it had like some other item. So I've got that boost up there, which is really nice. Ariados is going to go for a Cross Poison. So that does a lot of damage. I'd say this one has Sniper, so I definitely didn't want to get critted by it because I would be dead for sure. So Fire Blast lands, thank goodness, and that is the end of Ariados. No Focus Sash or anything like that, so I'm happy about that. Now, this is actually pretty funny because the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Porygon, and it's just a normal Porygon. So, like, is this like a Neverlight set or some sort of Trick Room set or a Troll set? I have no idea. So I smell a rat, right? So I was like, I'm going to use Bullet Seed in case it's got a Troll item or strategy on it. I thought like Bullet Seed could be smart in case it's got a Focus Sash or some sort of annoying strategy around it. So that was the end of the Porygon there. That's one Porygon. Get it? That's one Porygon. Next Pokemon's going to be Venomoth. So Venomoth is not going to take a Fire Blast to the face very well. I thought I could go for another move unless it's a Terror. I was like, nah, let's go for Fire Blast. So Fire Blast is going to connect and add +2 Terra Fire in the sun. Yeah, he was in the sun before. That's not going to live. No way. So that is the end of Venomoth. Next Pokemon is a Tarantula. I think this is one of the first times I've seen someone use a Tarantula before. I mean, I've used one myself. I was like, it could be a Focus Sash set, but I could go for Bullet Seed to get around that. I was like, no, I'll go for Fire Blast. But it didn't have a Focus Sash or anything like that. They got their bugs on this team. The last Pokemon on their team is going to be Spidops. So they had Tarantula and a Spidops on one team. Fire Blast is not going to miss. And that is going to be one spider. Nice, a crispy cooked spider. And that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this Scovillain and Capsakid evolution team. Really fun team. A cool looking Pokemon too. I'll catch you tomorrow for some guides and stuff. Peace.